Hey guys, so we're going to be doing these online lessons over the next few weeks. We're going to keep them all pretty short. There'll be a little video, an ed puzzle or two, and in this class's case, a couple of short readings that we will provide for you in Google Classroom. So we've just moved past the American Revolution. We just finished talking about the Constitution. We were talking a little bit about the other day about George Washington as he moves into this new era of his life. He's no longer General George. He is now the leader of the Constitutional Convention and very shortly the first president of the United States of America. And being the first president of the United States of America, it's a big deal for a lot of reasons. But one of the main reasons is that you're taking this heroic, iconic figure, this figure that represented so much of what the revolution was about in George Washington, and now you're making him the main figure in representing what a new America is. And that's really what we're going to be concerned about over the next few weeks, the new American identity that forms after the American Revolution. And one of the ways that an identity forms, and it's still a way that we form our identities, is by what's going on culturally. So what's going on with the arts and authors and painters and poets, playwrights. What are the intellectuals doing? What are the people that are forming the opinions in this new country doing? One of the figures that we're going to talk about starting today is a young woman by the name of Phillis Wheatley. Now, Phillis Wheatley was born a free black woman in Africa. As a young girl, she was kidnapped and brought into slavery here in the States. She was sold as a very young girl, very cheaply to a family, mainly because the slave trader who had brought her over looked at her and thought she was very sickly and that she was going to die very soon. So instead of getting nothing by having a dead young girl on his hands, he decides to sell her really cheap to a family. This family quickly realizes that she is a intelligent, funny, just a bright young woman. Now, let's not get carried away, right? They've just paid for her. They're still going to treat her like a slave. She's still going to have to take care of household duties. But knowing she's bright and young and intelligent, they kind of educate her as well, and they kind of help her along a little bit. And Phillis Wheatley becomes not just one of the earliest female voices in American art and literature, but the first African-American, the first black female voice in American arts and literature that we're really going to be talking about. So she was primarily a poet, and we're going to be learning a little bit about her poetry and how she kind of formed this new American voice. We're also going to be talking about Philip Freneau, who is known as the poet of the American Revolution. We'll talk about Washington Irving. You surely know the legend of Sleepy Hollow. We'll be reading that along with Rip Van Winkle. And we'll even push a little forward into the 1800s and meet guys like Ralph Waldo Emerson, Walt Whitman, and Henry David Thoreau. And if we get far enough, we'll get to one of my all-time favorites, Edgar Allan Poe. So that's what we have to look forward to over the next couple of weeks. I understand that this is a very odd situation for us all to be in. It's only going to get weirder over the next couple of weeks. I hope that we're back in 2 weeks to school, but honestly, I don't really see that happening. So we kind of have to prepare for a longer separation here. It's really important for many of you to understand that even though these assignments are going to be relatively short, it's important that we complete them. It's important that we complete them on time. Your scheduled time slot, I believe, is from 9 in the morning till 10:20 in the morning. Mr. Heller and I will be available to you in the Google Classroom. You guys have my cell phone number for the most part. If not, it'll be provided below this video, along with my NPS email, which I check regularly, and my PSN name. So, I'll be playing FIFA and NBA 2K and Call of Duty Warzone. So if you want to hop on and we could talk about your assignments while I kick your ass at video games, that works for me. Either way, I love you guys. I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and check out the Ed puzzle on Phillis Wheatley coming up. And read the really short poem I've attached as well. Thanks.